Welcome to Necro News, the show where we cover the hottest gaming news from the last week. For anyone new here, or for anyone who doesn't watch our streams or VODs, we do suggest at least watching our latest VOD concerning the future of Necro News, but TLDR, this is basically going to be our last pre-recorded Necro News. As of next week, we're going to try a new React format, but basically we'll be streaming Sunday nights and go over all the stories you guys have submitted throughout the week, as well as our own, and talk about it with you guys. Sort of like what it is now, but less scripted.
We're toying with condensing the VOD and then uploading it as usual on Monday, or separating them into their own individual videos, but it's unclear where we're gonna go. We hope to see everyone there on Sunday, and we genuinely welcome everyone's opinion on it because we're not really sure how this new format's gonna go. If you have a story that you want to submit, you can always tag us on X or join us in our Discord.
Anyway, let's jump right into the first story of the week. After the initial announcement that Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 was going to lock 2 clans behind Day 1 DLC, the public outcry has resulted in changes being made. The company announced that the La Sombra and Toreador clans will now in fact be part of the base game.
White Wolf Executive VP and Bloodlines 2 producer Marco Berman had this to say: "Thanks to our community for the frank feedback on Bloodlines 2 and the Premium Edition. That feedback made it clear. La Sombra and Toreador belong in the base game, so that's what we're doing. Take note, all you other companies, this is how you handle public outcry. This is how you appease your fans."
And now we've gotten an update to the Sony lawsuit against Tencent for Light of Mortium, in which Sony accused Tencent of copying Horizon Zero Dawn. And Tencent, in one of the most unexpected moves, has elected to respond to Sony's claims with basically a simple "no you."
According to Tencent, Mortium is merely following genre conventions, and that Horizon itself wasn't particularly original in its game design, and similar concepts could be found in Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Far Cry Primal, Far Cry New Dawn, Outer Wilds, Biomutant. Tencent even pointed out that Jan Bart Van Beek, what a name, art director of Horizon, had said in the documentary The Making of Horizon Zero Dawn,
Ninja Theory was working on a game called Enslaved. Right. And Enslaved basically featured a post-apocalyptic world, a female protagonist, machines that were slumbering that would be awakened. So I myself went to Herman and said, like, I don't think we should do this.
Who the fuck played Enslaved besides me? Genuinely.
But basically Tencent is trying to get the lawsuit thrown out due to Sony suing the wrong companies. Instead of the Tencent-owned subsidiaries, Polaris Quest and Proxima Games. So basically, TLDR, it's Nintendo versus Palworld, but with Sony and Tencent, minus the patents.
Speaking of Palworld, we have more updates on Nintendo versus Pocket Pair. This time is following last week's news of Nintendo's shitty patents on summoning characters to fight for you. Now, previously in Pocket Pair's defense, they had cited mods such as Pocket Souls for Dark Souls 3 to serve an example of prior art, which would invalidate Nintendo's patents on character summoning.
This artistic point is important, as under Japanese patent law, you're unable to create patents for anything which was proven to exist prior to your filing, and would thus throw out Nintendo's legal case. In response to this, Nintendo made a counterclaim that mods can't be used as an example of prior art, since they would be reliant on being used for games in order to run, and thus can't be used as an example. Because I guess they don't consider Dota, Team Fortress 2, Fallout London to be art?
Whatever. It's important to note that the argument is very flimsy, as even video games are dependent on a device to function. Also, who the fuck does Nintendo think they are to determine what is and what is not art? Need I remind everyone of Scarlet and Violet? That's really artistic there, champs. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this. Is Nintendo full of shit? Or are they in the right? Is Nintendo full of shit?
Yeah, that's like a music artist trying to patent certain chords.
Wait, that happened. And it got thrown out.
And it's finally here. The Crew Unlimited, the fan-made server emulator, has been released without any threats of takedowns from Ubisoft.
Told ya.
So now the game can be played by everyone. So if you ever wanted to play the Crew after everything that's occurred since Stop Killing Games, to see what it was all about, now you can, in theory.
In order to keep the project safe from a legal standpoint, the Crew Unlimited devs were primarily concerned in making sure the game would work for anyone who had actually owned the game on Steam and could get their game files in that way. So if you had never bought the game before it was taken off store shelves, you have no other choice but to get the game through alternative means. And so far, reports have come in that if you pirated the game, you'd likely have issues that the devs don't want to fix. And this could be due to file corruption, repacks of the games. There's just a lot of different reasons.
Though if you do want to play the game that badly, you can still buy Steam keys, but they do get expensive.
Moving on, in the world of Fortnite, it appears that the game will have a player-run economy soon. According to Epic, players can use the UEFN, the Unreal Editor for Fortnite, to make custom islands in which you can make new game modes, like Prop Hunt, or just a whole different setting to play in. Previously, the income rate for creators selling items was about 50% to the creator, but Epic will be upping the rate to 100% income for all creators in December 2025 until the end of 2026, at which point it'll just go back to being 50%.
In addition, island creators will be able to pay for advertising for their islands with a sponsored reel, which will roll out in November. This decision is likely an attempt to sway people who currently use Roblox to switch over to Fortnite as the everything game, especially in the wake of recent controversies regarding Roblox and their take on children's rights and protections. Wait, are we sure we're not talking about the Epstein files?
All this talk of islands and children's rights, I don't know. Hopefully this will be successful, because anything that gets people away from Roblox is a good thing, but we're also talking about Fortnite, in which Master Chief can kill Miku and Goku while Naruto fights Darth Vader and Godzilla's doing the orange justice. What the fuck is this game? These last two stories don't have a whole lot to them, but they're very cool and interesting, respectively. Sonic CrossWorlds is going to be the Super Smash Bros. Of kart racing, if you didn't know. Pretty much all of the DLC characters have been speculated on, and it was pretty much up in the air what the last DLC characters were gonna be. We knew some of the franchises, such as SpongeBob, Minecraft, Avatar: The Last Airbender, Pac-Man, others, but there was still one unknown franchise remaining.
That was until now, after some users were able to get a copy of the game early, like Redditor WrongMinute1319, and it appears that the last franchise to cross over will be Mega Man, which is surprising? I don't think it's surprising.
Name the last Mega Man game.
But people are super into Mega Man.
Oh, there was a Mega Man that came out last week. Never mind, keep going.
While we don't know which characters will be selectable for CrossWorlds, we have at least some confirmation on Mega Man characters appearing in the game.
And on the other side of the fence, being the bad side, Escape From Tarkov, a game that is no stranger to controversy. After having its closed beta launch 8 years ago, it'll finally get a 1.0 release on November 15th, along with a release of the game on Steam. This week's Buried Alive Banger, a segment where we cover a game that our community does not think have had enough attention, is Little Witch in the Woods.
The game finally came out of early access and now fully playable. And for those of you who don't know what the game is, it's a pixelated RPG where you play as a witch named Ellie, who moves into the woods and starts her witchy career. You can kind of think of it like Stardew Valley, but with witchcraft instead. And you can play with cats. There's fishing now, apparently. And of course, there's like potion making and stuff. So yeah, check it out.
And here are the games coming out next week. Hades 2 comes out of early access. Silent Hill F comes out. Sonic Racing comes out. The new Atelier game comes out. Hotel Barcelona comes out. It's going to be a packed week. I'm going to be a broke-ass bitch.
And here's our schedule for next week. We'll be continuing Elden Ring Co-op as well as Liza P. And on Sunday, we'll be doing our new Necro newscast.
Well, that's it for the news this week. Thank you all very much for watching and supporting us this whole time. If you've made it this far into the video, leave a like and wish us good luck on Sunday.
And of course, a big shout out to all of our channel members, especially for supporting us for this long. If you would like to support our channel even more, consider becoming a member because you get all of these neat perks.
That's all we have for you this week. So until next time, goodbye.
Bye.